Corbin's Garage. We finally got ourselves a proper episode coming, something with some good content. So, man, I hope y'all hung on and haven't forgot about me. I know I've been kind of laying low, but it's just now pulling in. Let's turn around and take a look. So what we're looking at here is a good old Ford truck. It's got some little dents in the doors and stuff. It appears the back window's missing. Or it's not missing, it's right there in little pieces. Little accidents happen, little things fall apart, and yeah, need new wood bed maybe, yeah. It's a good looking truck because it has lots of character. I like this a lot. The part I don't like is we've got some flat tires. So with that, and we need to figure out what we got to do to get it running. So let's open that hood. So one thing I will say about this hood is it's made well. The structure, the way it's made, these hinges get stiff and usually the hood will fold like a taco. But this one's made well. It's good and rounded. It's got a good arc to it, and the support inside makes it rigid for a long time. Yeah, so if you want to in the comments, tell me what this thing is. It looks like a heating coil of some kind. Here on the, it looks stock. The other thing that I noticed right here is wax pencil marking. Anybody in the comments know? Tell me if that's factory. So what we're looking at here, I'm told it's a 302 motor. I completely believe that. And it's got some grass and stuff in here. We're gonna clean all this up and see if we can get this motor to run again. Okay, so this is a great project. Good looking truck. This is gonna be really fun to deal with. What do we know? We do know the engine can roll over by hand. I know that. So we're way leaps and bounds ahead of the curve. Now the other thing, we know the radiator has a little hole in it, so that's something I'm gonna have to address. Might have to learn how to solder a radiator or take it in and get it fixed. Just by looking, maybe I'll get you in here. You can see the fuel inlet to the carburetor is got some dirt in it. So this has been sitting unplugged, so that means the carburetor's got to come off. I got to clean out the inside of that carburetor. That will ensure that we don't have problems here in the near future. So now it's time to hook up the old pressure washer and see if we can change this engine from all that dirty brown to, let's see some color on the engine maybe. Let's see what happens. Okay, so at this point, I'm going around and pulling the spark plugs, if I can. And I've got one side done already, and this is pretty amazing. This is the first time I'm pulling this front plug out. Look at that sucker, it's brand new. So, got some transmission fluid here, and I took the spark plugs out and got transmission fluid inside the engine. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. I still don't know what that thing is. I want to assume electricity runs through it and it creates heat, or maybe it's a resistor. I don't know what that's for. Anyway, so if y'all know, y'all can write in the comments below. There's a couple of things cool about this truck is this bracket right here. It looks like basically it's a setup, so if the engine mount fails and you go to throttle it and the engine rolls underneath the hood, it's going to stick your throttle wide open because it's a mechanical throttle, not like a cable throttle. So this mechanism here, I think is set up so when the engine moves over, it won't let you have full throttle. I think that's pretty cool. That's someone's thinking. Anyways, being a truck, I bet, you know, guys treat them pretty rough. They have to really pull some work with them. So I can imagine doing something that would, you know, put that engine mount to risk. Anything else? I see it still has basically the 3 on the tree mechanism on here, and it looks like it has a reverse light switch, but in the back I don't see any reverse lights. Something that can be investigated later on. Other than that, it's really simple, and I'm really eager to get this thing going again, but I think the carburetor's holding me up. I have it cooking in a carburetor can, trying to get it to ungoo itself. It was just black tar. That's how syrupy the fuel got inside the fuel bowl. So that means all the parts need cleaning. Yeah, this is going to wrap up today. We'll be back the next day, maybe tomorrow, maybe in about 4 days, but for you, it'll be a snack. We'll get back and see if we can get this thing to crank over. Well, if you can remember a minute ago, whenever you looked down in here, how black that was, we got that cleaned out thanks to this good old can of Carb Dip here. And got 4 bolts and makes good mounting. So when you turn your butterflies, they don't run into your table or grab your cloth. So yeah, we're looking good. I've got a few places I saw some dirt I'd like to clean off. Right up in there. And right up in there. Yeah. Get this back in. Yeah. It's going to be going in no time. Okay, so it's the next day here, and I was rebuilding this carburetor, and all that black tar in the bottom of that stuff, I was able to clean up some of these things, but this one power valve here, it's got a little rubber diaphragm in there, and this spring is supposed to be free. It's supposed to be able to go up and down, and I believe it activates through vacuum of some type or some way in there. And since it sits like that in the bottom of the bowl, and the bottom of the bowl is full of black tar, it is in sense crammed a bunch of, I can't get in there and clean it out. This is, so in my efforts to find another one of these to replace it, it was just easier to get the kit. They didn't actually sell these individually. And two, I don't know what size this one is, because they come in different variants. And so anyways, found an actual carburetor kit, and that was the only thing keeping me. I'm pretty sure I could get this carburetor running again just by cleaning it up. But since we have brand new gaskets and everything, because the kit come with everything, I'm gonna go ahead and replace all of it. So I got a Carburetor Rebuild kit I placed inside that carburetor, cleaning it up. I went ahead and picked up a new fuel pump. This fuel pump's a little different, and I'll show you right here. This is the fuel pump I picked up. It's the only one in stock in town. I could probably resource on the internet and find the exact copy. The difference is, this is the same, but there's a canister on the bottom as a fuel filter, and I really like that nostalgia. I would like to find that original one, but for right now, I'm going to throw this one in because if the carburetor was that bad, I know this is going to be gumped up. So that, and when I go to replace this, I'm going to check that fuel line running down to the fuel pump, making sure it's all clear. So we got that. I bought a couple of battery cables so we can replace the ones we have on here. Fuel filter, it's just a steel inline fuel filter. I'd like to know your opinion. They're saying with the new fuel having methanol in it that the plastic ones are coming unglued or something. So if y'all have any information on that, put a comment down below. So there's that, and I got some heavy wire so I can build a new ground cable, and I'll show y'all what I'm replacing. Total so far, we're in about $100 to see if this engine's going to run. Yeah, so this stuff isn't really cheap, and I see a lot of videos where they're, oh, we'll just slap on this, we'll just put a carburetor kit, and it's basically running for nothing. It actually adds up quick. So yeah, we don't know if the engine runs. If this does work and it does run after I do this $100 of investment, then there's a lot more to invest. Because then you're going, okay, the motor is good. Now what? The tank. The tank is probably full of black tar. And if y'all watched any of my videos with the Camaro build, whoo, that was nasty. The alternator, it's really rough. It's probably going to be replaced. You're going to need a battery in here. You're going to need tires. You're going to have to check all the brakes. That's when you're probably going to have a roadworthy truck that can get you down the road without running you off into the bar ditch. Well, enough talk. I'm dying to put this on. Okay, for this next one is a ground cable. Ground cables are important. It's good that you have good contact, good clean surface, and good uncorroded surfaces. Anyways, I can see there's a bolt on the top of the intake manifold, and I literally just need a tail about that long for it to go from the firewall to there. And so that means I need to take those two bolts out. I need to clean them up. I need to clean up the two surfaces. I need to put cable ends on the end of this that'll fit those bolts, and just put it back in. That's going to be real easy. After that, I'm going to replace both of the battery cables. I'll go find me a battery that I could throw in here. We might end up trying to start this here in a few minutes. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to turn the engine over. Let's see if I got the electrical right. Let's see if the electrical will work. Let's see if the starter works. That's another one. Might be just like the boat and have a bad starter and have to swap out starters. So, you can tell I took off these nasty cables. We got brand new ones on there. Put that down. We need to hook up the brand new ones. Let's do that. So we got something that's still got electricity going to it. That arced pretty hard. I gotta look where it's at. Wow, didn't even get very far, did we? So what I'm gonna do to try to troubleshoot this is I'm going to go ahead and remove everything off of this except for the positive cable, and I'll slowly add one at a time, and that will narrow down whether it's this one going straight to the starter is grounded out somewhere, or vice versa. Man, this wire doesn't look that hot either. I placed these back on here. This is hooked up to the positive, but it goes to this. I just got it clamped on here for now. So I've got this cable here, this yellow cable here, wire here, and I had this blue one in here. So I don't know which one of these three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up, get it on here where it's touching, and just touch one at a time. No. No. Gotta be this one. Nothing. I don't understand that at all. So I've got one or two problems. Either this cable going to the starter is not very good, or I have a bad starter. Alright, let's see if this starter's bad or not. I gotta watch this. I gotta make sure that's jumping out. It don't sound healthy, but it is technically going. So that means basically our cable going from here down to the starter is our problem. Let's try and change that out and put this back in. Okay, so this cable's got bad ends. This is what I'm calling the culprit. So I'm going to test that out. So I've attached the cable to the starter. I'm going to hold the starter down. Let's see. Well, the cable technically works. So if I was to replace this cable, I would have been replacing something that still had a problem. So it's going to be this relay right here. So that's what I need to go get. I need to take that off, and let's replace that. Alright, so I'm ready to put the starter back on. I went to the parts store, got some parts. Why don't you check out the night and day difference here. Box, instructions. This is what's coming off, and that's what's going on. Look at that pretty thing. Okay, on this side we have the new fuel filter, new fuel pump, then the new oil filter as well. Rerouted the bracket here because the fuel line had to be rerouted because of the different fuel filter, and replaced the ground strap back there. Now you replace the positive cable, put the starter back on. Got new positive and negative cables, and we replaced the whatever that doohickey thing is. I think it's just a relay. I'm going to set y'all up right over here, and we're going to try See if we can get this thing to start. Get you in a little closer. Alright. Give me a drink for good luck. Gatorade. Just right here. Okay, I went ahead and jinxed myself and hooked up my timing light. Because, you know, I'm just thinking it's going to work. Let's see what happens here. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me get some. Here we go. Let's see if we have any fire. That would be the starter. I noticed an exhaust leak at the donut back here. Something's clacking pretty good. Okay, so I've dumped some fuel in here and there, and it would spit and sputter. Let me show you what it would do. It would run as long as, like if I'm a lone man 2000, as long as I hold this button down, it would run. As soon as I let off this button, it would stop. And that means I don't have power going to my coil. So I pull this power off, and I run around here and I put this power on it. And now, I just got to turn up the idle a little bit, I bet. It didn't seem like it wanted. A little more, baby. Alright everybody, it's running. I actually got it to come back to life. It's great. And I put in what, $100 and something because I've got the, what is that? What is the thing called? That thing that runs the electricity to the starter. That thing, and the fact that I don't even have a key to this truck and I got it running. Awesome stuff. Okay. So I'm going to have to contact the owner. I'm going to have to find out where he wants to go from here. And we'll see how many donuts we're going to do with this thing. 0? 7? How many you think? Write in the comments down below. Meanwhile, y'all have a good weekend.